this morning, we're joined in studio by Gadicha Möwes. Now, this rising royal hustler of note is a passionate young chef whose culinary skills took her to the final round of the Young Chef Olympiad 2021, kicking off against 50 participating countries and reached the top 10. This young Namibian talent raised the nation's flag high on an international platform, facing competitors from Nigeria, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Hong Kong, Maldives, Switzerland, just to mention a few. So let's say good morning to Gadicha, who is joining us for the first time, obviously, here on the Ignition. Good morning and welcome to 99 FM.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing well, thank you. All right, so let's kick things off, starting off, of course, with you telling us a bit about yourself, where you were born and raised.
Okay, my name, as you just heard, Gadicha Möwes. I was born and raised in Tsumeb, but actually moved to Swakopmund when my mom got married in 2010. And a bit about myself, kind of shy, friendly person.
Yeah. So growing up, let's talk about what you wanted to be when you were growing up. Because now you're this amazing chef, and we'll get to that a bit later. But what did you want to be when you were growing up?
I actually wanted to become a teacher as my grandmother. So when I was probably grade 2, 3, that's when I decided, okay, I want to become a teacher like my granny.
Yeah.
And just to think of it, how things turned out, of dreaming to become a teacher, and after finishing school, went to go study electrical engineering. And then after that, I didn't finish, but then just decided, okay, let me do something that I really enjoy, that I can put all my love and effort in, which was cooking.
Okay. Yeah. And did you have a side hustle when you were growing up? What was your side hustle?
I actually had 2.
Okay.
I owned a taxi.
Okay, wow.
And after that, I also had a food cart before coming to Silver Spoon. So I was...
You were hustling at a young age. Taxi, and you had a truck?
A food cart.
Wow. And did you cook the food yourself in this food truck?
Yeah.
Wow. And how old were you then?
When I started with the taxi, I think I was in grade 11.
Okay.
And with the food cart was probably 2 years after finishing school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You're motivating me so much right now. And what motivates you on a daily basis?
On a daily basis is every morning waking up not knowing if tomorrow is guaranteed, Firstly, by thanking God, but by blessing me with a new year, and thinking of my future, what I want to do or where I would end up. Only God knows himself. Yeah.
And what inspires the dishes that you make? I mean, it should be amazing having a friend like you in a circle of friends, because you get to, if they know we're making a poiki, we know we have to call Gadicha because she knows how to mix, the spices.
Yeah.
So what inspires the dishes that you make?
Well, for me, I actually go with what my mind is set. And speaking of a braai or a poiki, I actually love doing that and inviting people.
Yeah.
And to be honest, when it comes to being in the kitchen, I want to be a bit controlling, being my own boss and whatnot. But sometimes, you need to let your guard down by having help. But with me, I wouldn't say there's anything that really inspires me. I just go with what I see, and then I put A, B, and C together and see what I can get out of that.
Yeah. All right. So if I say, Gadicha, I have a couple of potatoes, some onions, some tomatoes, some green pepper, whatever. I have some lamb chops or whatever the case might be. You can make something out of that.
That's more than enough.
Yeah.
More than enough. Actually, you can have. A lot out of that.
Okay, cool. Then you have to teach me a couple of things. So what is the most fulfilling thing about your job? What do you love the most about what you do?
Preparing what I do, and seeing the person that will be eating that food. The smile. They don't even have to say a lot.
Yeah.
Just the fact that they get so excited without knowing they're getting excited, that puts so much joy in my heart.
I love that. Has anybody ever told you, no, Gadicha, this dish has too much salt in it, or anything like that?
Trust me, yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Trust me. Yes.
They have.
Yeah.
And how do you respond to that? I mean, being a boss lady and you knowing what you're doing, so how does that make you feel?
Pride shouldn't get into your way. If somebody tells you, listen, Gadicha, okay, I feel with this dish you needed a little bit of oomph, or you need a little bit of that, or you need to take that out, I can listen to that. I'm open with that, because I just can't go with what I want to put out there. I mean, it's for the next person to eat.
Yeah.
So I would listen, and I'll be okay, fine, next time I'll have to correct my mistake. Or if I know that thing is really good, I'll be like, but ma'am, probably some of the customers add a lot of salt, and then they will blame it to the person that prepared it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but I'm open-minded.
Open to criticism.
Yes.
Yeah. So describe your experience as a contestant at the Young Chef Olympiad. You went up against people from all around the world, and how did that make you feel? How was that experience like?
It was, how should I say, it was amazing, At first, when I found out that I would be representing our country as well, the very same day I was like, oh my goodness, how am I going to do this? This is probably 50 plus countries, and if you had to look through all those people's dishes, you're like, but how am I going to get into the top 20?
You got into the top 10. You got into the top 10. Come on.
So when we found out that we came into the top 10 for the grand finale, we all were so shocked. The emotions that we all had, there were a lot of tears, the excitement, phone calls. It was just so amazing. Yeah. And with our final results, just to find out that we came 7th out of 50 plus countries.
Whoa. Whoa.
That is the first.
You flying the flag. You're flying our flag up there right about now. That's amazing. That truly is amazing. And if you had any advice or any 3 tips for aspiring chefs who want to start a career in the industry, anybody who's sitting at home and they know, their family knows, if we want to have a great meal, we have to call this family member because they know how to, put a dish together. So what 3 tips do you have for somebody like that who's at home right now thinking about, coming into the industry?
First one is you should be dedicated, with your whole life. Becoming a chef is not just about having the title and the dishes you prepare. Yeah, you have to mind all the sacrifices you do, all the time you'll be in the kitchen. There will be days that you won't even really have time for your own family members. Like for me, doing this and coming home to my husband, sometimes I'll be so tired that I won't even want to give him attention. So there are really, it's a 50-50 thing. But dedication, yes, you should know what you want, and you should never limit yourself. Never.
Wow.
Doubt that, you should kick it out of the doorway.
Yeah. Kick doubt out of the doorway right now. I love that. All right, so what is next for you, Gadicha? You just, took part in this competition. You went and saw other people do what you love to do. They doing, what they love to do at the same time. So what do you want to do with this gift that you've been given? You mentioned that you've always wanted to be a teacher. And we said off air that you can still be a teacher. You know what I mean? You can still teach people how to cook because you love cooking. So what is next for you?
Well, what the future holds for me, firstly, I would really love to have my own restaurant, and on the side, probably give some people lessons or classes, or just do some charity where I can just give one Saturday off or sacrifice on one Saturday and decide, okay, let me do this, let's do a baking class, or let's just do.
Also, you bake too?
Yeah.
Come on. Really? Okay, so what's your favorite thing to bake? What do you love baking the most?
A sponge cake.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. You're just making me hungry right now. Okay, cool. So finally, Gadicha, your message to the youth of Namibia, what is that message?
Once you finish school, don't just automatically go, I want to become a lawyer. I want to be in the engineering, or this.
Because you were there, you can testify to this,
But rather go with something that your heart really desires, something that you can, or a job that you can stand up every day and say, oh my goodness, I'm so excited to start with this new thing, or I have this idea and that idea, let me put this together and see how it's gonna end, or how it's gonna be. Just go with what your heart wants. Yeah. And don't listen to people, or don't see your friend became a successful doctor and you are just here but
what about me?
Yeah. Never do that. You don't know what that person went through to get where they are right now. Just the same as you having another journey. You know, God has a purpose for everybody on this earth.
Yes. I love that. Wow, what an amazing interview. That's what I'm saying. I love this segment so much. Gadicha, thank you so much for coming to share your story with us.
Thank you so much.
And you know, I want in the future, real near future, real close future, to taste that sponge cake of yours.
Definitely.
Yeah,
don't worry.
definitely. But thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. That is our Royal Hustler for this morning. Yeah, Tuesday morning with another great story to tell here on The Ignition. So yeah, I hope you guys got something from that, because I definitely did.